on CY Interview.
I'm Chris Yandek. We welcome back two good friends of CY Interview today. First, with us from one of the sexiest cities in the world, Miami, Florida. She's known as the social mayor of Miami. She is a philanthropist, entrepreneur, a novelist, and she was the star of The Real Housewives of Miami. She is none other than the lovely Leah Black. Leah, great to have you back with us on CY Interview.
Always fun.
And second, from the beautiful Brisbane, Australia, he is one of the bad boys of YouTube, yet in reality he is truly a good guy, an expert on luxury goods, high-end watches, and an all-around articulate fellow. He is none other than Paul Pluta, also known as Archibald Chesterfield III of the ArchieLuxury channel on YouTube. Paul, great to have you back with us on CY Interview.
Fantastic to be here again.
Okay, let's begin. Today we'll be discussing the state of luxury goods. With the global economy sputtering and frankly not having completely recovered from the Great Recession of 2008, let's look at how the market for luxury goods is currently faring. Leah, your exciting novel Red Carpets and White Lies takes place in Miami. Miami has long been a town where people have been into luxury items, be they cars, watches, handbags. What is your take on what is happening right now in the world of luxury items?
I sort of think that the people that can afford it and that money's really not an issue are probably more decadent than ever. And the people that can't afford it are pretending that, oh, you know, I'm tired of spending all my money on frivolous things. That's kind of my read on Miami.
Paul, you travel frequently to Asia from Australia. First, how is the luxury goods market in Australia currently? And second, with the downturn of the stock market in China, how is the current market for luxury goods in Asia?
Well, in Australia itself it's very badly affected by the resources boom, which is basically ended. It's sort of like the oil and gas industry, where the prices of these resources are at all-time low. It's really hurting badly. And I tell you what, from China, Hong Kong, Singapore, Bangkok, it's a disaster. It's an absolute disaster. They've changed the law, anti-corruption legislation. This is evil. This is evil. This is bureaucracy at its worst. This is communism. They've changed the law on anti-corruption laws, so no longer can you give that government official a gold wristwatch to get a small favor done. And I tell you honestly, I've spoken to reps from big companies, the big makers. We're talking serious high-end retailers. It's a disaster. It's a disaster, and I don't know when it's going to end, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Once upon a time, luxury goods were sought after for their quality, feel, aesthetics, and ability to hold up to use over time. Today, people seem to buy brands for the sake of the name more than the quality. What do you make of that, Leah?
You know, I'm from the old school. I prefer the quality over quantity or over a name brand, because I'm a person that likes to buy things that are timeless and that aren't trendy so much, and that I can use forever. Like, I can pull out a bag maybe that I've had for 20 years and it's still in great condition and looks great, and it's timeless, it's not dated. So there's a place for the trendy stuff, but I think in luxury goods, the smart luxury people, in my opinion, are the people that make things that really are more timeless, even though they might be have an era about them or a date about them or a time associated with them. They're still always timeless. You know, you're not dating yourself by going back and wearing them. And part of the beauty of these pieces is, if people that are in the know, like if you wear a Breguet watch from 20 years ago, they still know that it's a Breguet watch. So it's really, to me, it's people that are in the know, and people that aren't trying to impress people, but that are really have an appreciation for quality. I think they go for the quality versus the brand. Now, the younger generation, a lot of them, you know, maybe they can't afford the highest brand, so they'll go for a trendy name brand item. But for me, I'd rather get one great piece a year than, 10 watches, or one great handbag than 10, trendy handbags. So for me, it's about the quality. I like things that I know that if I take care of them and nurture them and appreciate them and use them from time to time, then they're always going to be, an important part of my wardrobe and always be stylish and user-friendly.
Paul, you talk about what Leah just said on the ArchieLuxury YouTube channel every single day. What are your thoughts on her response?
Look, you can really tell I don't know this lady very well besides the media profile and the episodes I saw on YouTube. But you can really tell this is an old money lady. This is a clever lady. Can you see the key words this woman is saying is she buys quality pieces because they're timeless. She doesn't want fashion fickle items. Now, what the problem is, I got to tell you, that's exactly why I buy luxury goods, is because they are timeless and they stand the test of time. The whole point in buying a Vuitton bag or a Rolex is that it doesn't go out of fashion. It's beyond fashion. It is fashion. And I got to tell you, you know what the problem is? The problem is that these luxury goods companies are businesses. They're businesses. And what they want to do is stimulate the consumer to buy. So what do? Well, the problem is, let's be honest there. You have half a dozen handbags. The only way to get someone to say, well, they're not really quite good enough now, is to have fickle fashion. And it's inbuilt obsolescence. It's no different to the automobile industry in the 50s and 60s in America, where the new model was different. It was a different color. It was a different this. And this is what's happened with the luxury ends era. What happened is that they're now having new season colors, and this is because it's a business. They're not interested in traditional customer. They want repeat. They want custom. And the biggest disaster is that what's happened is with wristwatches, where Leah was saying that a Breguet from 20 years ago is still a Breguet. That's true, but these corporates, they are now changing the size. So the model from 20 years ago, for example, would be 33 mil to 36 mil. That's now a lady size, and this is how evil it is. This is how fickle fashion has become, and I think you can really see the old money. The old money says they buy quality luxury goods because it's timeless and lasts forever, whereas the new money, they want to impress people who don't really know the history, the design excellence, or anything about it. So that's a very interesting response from Leah.
Leah, is the most important luxury item or a status symbol for a woman her handbag today?
You know, it tends to be a status symbol, and it tends to be keeping up with the Joneses. But, you know, there was a time when you could carry a Kelly bag or a Birkin bag, and nobody knew what they were. People kind of they were like nondescript. But because of the point Paul just made, you know, once something becomes a little bit of a trend, then everybody has them. And, you know, today, for example, you know, I like to invest money. I don't like to spend money. So when I buy something, I buy it thinking, if my 14-year-old son wants to sell this at Sotheby's or Christie's in 20 years, can he get my money out of the Hermes bag or the Lalique or the Baccarat or whatever it might be, or is this going to be just a little, you know, Dior bag that was trendy for a couple of years? And I tend to buy things that I feel I can always get my money out of. And there was a time, for example, like as an example, the Van Cleef Alhambra necklace. You know, no one really knew what it was. And then all of a sudden it kind of became a trendy item. And so now they've gone from making it just in the white and just in the blacks, and now they've added the gray, and they've added this, and they've added that, and all of them are lovely and beautiful. But to be honest with you, every Russian hooker in Miami has one, because what they do is they go out and they get a boyfriend, they'll take them on a shopping spree, and the first thing they buy is, you know, a Rolex watch, an Hermes bag, or a Van Cleef Alhambra necklace, so that the minute the guy breaks up with them, they can go sell it somewhere, get their money off, and live off of it, you know, for 2 years. Or they go and get, you know, they go and buy the copy, and then, you know, the boyfriend doesn't know it's a copy, and he goes, wow, this girl's used to the finest things in life. I better step up my game. to me, that is what it just destroys the moral character of these brands that are iconic, and it's sad to watch in a way. It really is. It's like, oh, I've got to have a Birkin bag. I've got to have a Birkin bag. You don't even know what they look like. How many stitches are in it? How many man hours did it take to make it? How long did it take to get that leather together? Do you even know what it is or what size it is or how to take care of it? No, it's just a status symbol, and that's part of today's pop culture that I'm not a fan of. I'm just not a fan of it. I'm not that I'm old money, but I guess I'm old-fashioned, you know?
You can hear the entire segment at cyinterview.com. Again, that's the letters CY, the word interview.com. cyinterview.com.